Hello my friends, I am G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Aurora. This is episode 6. At the end of episode 5, I left us off. You'll probably notice the time has advanced, and it's actually advanced a lot more than I'm willing to admit to, but anyway. When I had left off, this number here had been 0.01%. For quite a while I left it at that, thinking that meant only 1/100% of our population was mad at me, but in fact it was quite the other way around, and only 0.01% of the population was still loyal. Not good. Now you notice this has jumped up a bit, and that's because I did finally, after more attempts than I care to admit to, figure out what the problem was, and the problem is actually here. You need ground forces, because ground forces also count as police. And that's what they were actually upset about. They had nobody protecting them from crime and fear and what have you. So I've got now that I have a unit here, they are at least slightly working. As you can see there, I mean, it's certainly not fast. They're expecting to take 700 years to finish assembling this missile or turret base that we built, even though it has all the components. But at least now they are working. So on Earth, I am now in the process of building another one. It's a different kind of infantry. I don't know if it actually makes any difference what kind does it, but this is only about a month or so away from being done, and once that's done, I will ship that over to the moon, and things should improve. So let's check on our research. Obviously, I've researched a whole bunch of stuff in that time, just to try and figure out, while I was trying different things, to figure out what was actually happening. But that's okay. And no, I don't remember what they all are now, so I'm sorry for that. Maybe I should have kept a list or something, but I didn't. Anyway, I think... Oh, now that I'm seeing geological sensors, the other thing I'll mention is there were just a couple more asteroids that we hadn't scanned yet, and in the meantime, I had my scout ship go ahead and do that, and then somehow it ran out of fuel on its way back again, so I just told it to blow itself up, since its job was done anyway. So I currently don't have a scout, but I guess once we do jump to another sector, we are going to want something with better scanners, so maybe it will be worthwhile to actually research them. So that's what we'll do next. And let's actually also do gravitational, because we'll also want to be scanning for aliens, both their ships and their artifacts. And let's even do that. So we're going to get all sorts of sensor technologies going here. And let's go back to, so the shipyard's not currently doing anything. I could actually show you real quick the design I made for that ship. Where'd it go? Is the Kilo. So I just called it a troop transport for lack of any kind of originality whatsoever. So it's basically absolutely nothing except, obviously, an engine, obviously, a transport bay, and some fuel. It's the simplest little ship I could build. And even still, it was still a pretty heavy ship, but anyway. I did set it so it has to have at least a low-end commander, but that's okay. I didn't set any name types on them. I'm not too worried about what they call them. But anyway, so I just have the one of them. It's currently sitting at Earth waiting for the next ground unit to go. I could, by all rights, take some of the infantry I already have on Earth, but I'd rather just leave them there. They're doing fine. So I'm just training these guys up. So let's pop another month, and these should be just about done. So close. Let's just do 5 days. There it goes. Okay. So those guys are done. Let's go grab our ship. Hello, Mr. Kilo. Your job is to go from Earth, where you will pick up the ground unit of this mobile infantry battalion. You will fly to Luna, where you will unload said unit. I did. I really did. I saw myself click. Thank you. And let's go ahead and pump the clock ahead a bit. It takes about 10 days to load the troops on, because I didn't bother putting on a cargo handler. Because at the time I still wasn't 100% sure that that was the problem. I just wanted to test it. Since it turned out that was the problem, I guess I could go back and redesign a new cargo ship for troop transports, but for now, it'll be okay. Anyway, now that those have arrived, let's see. Okay, much better. they're still mostly unhappy, but at least now, we have more than a 20th of the population working for us instead of, about a 10,000th. So this is good. The other thing I did, I'm not sure if I had done this during episode 5 or in between, is I sent a geological team to the moon in hopes that there would have been something, but there still wasn't, so no luck there. But anyway. Okay, so this is definitely improving, which in turn means, yeah, this has dropped about 600 years off the estimate. It still thinks it's going to take about 100 years, which is crazy, but it is improving. So that's okay. The other thing I started working on was to get our our uninhabited colonies here with the auto mines up to 100 mines apiece. So Newman is done. Hyperion is still waiting on some. That's fine. Titan is still waiting on a whole pile of them, but they're still in the queue there, so that's fine. And Venus is also still waiting. They're also in the queue, so that's okay. On Earth, we still have lots, so it's not really a problem. I could build some more, but it's really not terribly critical. Although maybe I guess I will. Actually, first though, I'm going to build another ground force facility, because that will speed up training. I do want to build a few more infantry units for the moon. I'll just make them another garrison battalion for now, but I do want to build them some more. Improve my ability to build ground units, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And is there anything else screamingly urgent here? Probably not. So maybe I will just bash it a few more mines just to keep us going here. Some things have already completely expired, and some of them are really, really close. So I'm not actually now wondering if there's even any point in building those mines. Because I'm just going to end up, once everything's depleted, I'm just going to be sending them off to one of these colonies anyway, so nah, I'm not even going to bother. There's no point. I have so little left in terms of material here anyway, not overly worried about it. The only thing that's even going to last a decent amount of time here is this one here. So yeah, I'm not even going to bother. That's okay. Anyway, let us now check on this. All research is in place. They all have a ways to go, so I think we can go back to auto turns until something jumps up that requires attention. The civilian fleet, of course, is going to be very, very busy hauling all those mines around for me, which is awfully nice of them. I did come in here and give them some more money a couple times. I'm starting to really think that my whole plan of being the galactic tyrant here may not really have worked out all that well. So I think what I may have to do at some point, and maybe I'll even do it now, is I may have to switch my government type. Because let's face it, I'm not really being a tyrant. I would say I was more... What would make... Well, insane dictator. That sometimes could work, because a lot of people do think I'm insane. Benevolent dictatorship. There you go. I am an absolute tyrant, but I love my people. There you go. There's other things you could change in here, but I consider any other change in here, kind of other than, flags or something. But any other change, like you could set your races to be better, what have you, I would consider that cheating. We could absolutely change our color, our flag, or our picture, but it doesn't really matter. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to change my stance on how I treat my people. Now they know I am, in fact, benevolent, but still a dictator, so still don't cross me. Anyway, let's go into the events here and see what finished. Why are you redoing a survey on Earth? Oh, I guess because I dropped them off. It thought I wanted them to resurvey Earth. But anyway, Luna is still looking for attention, of course. So let's check if that ground unit's done. It should be by now. In fact, actually, the ground unit, facility should even be done as well. So we should now, no, it's not quite done yet, but we can actually start building a second one. So we'll be able to ship a couple over. And that would be good. There we go. The first one's ready. Let's get our kilo in action here. So on Earth, let's go ahead and load up our, where'd they go? Garrison, add, and Luna, unload, add. Okay, and then just fly back to Earth and refuel, just so I know where you are. Okay. Okay. Now we can check back on Luna and see how we're doing. There we go. So pretty much half the population is now happy. And that will be mostly, in fact, probably 100%, because now at least they have a good solid amount of police presence, so the people are starting to feel safe again. When I send that other force over, that should probably completely do it. And you can see now the construction's actually, so even though I only have, the small amount of construction available, it's at least actually working now. But I will go ahead and finish off the other ground unit, wherever that went, and ship it over as well. While we're doing that, let's check on research. Something completed. Let's go with sensors again. Having more knowledge can never be a bad thing, right? Right. Okay, just about there. Just about. One more click. There we go. Okay, Mr. Kilo, one more trip. So once again, load, find them, load them, Luna, unload them. Awesome. No, I did. You saw me click that. You even highlighted it a little bit. Jerk. Anyway, and then just fly back to Earth and do a refuel just so I know where you are. Awesome. Okay, do that. Oh, did you stop for something else? Research lab's inactive. Okay, we can fix that. Alright, let's go with improved sensitivity on our scanners. Fantastic. Okay, and keep moving. There we go, it's flown there. And it's stopped because we're probably on research again. No, not because of research. What are we upset about? No idea. Nothing there should have actually stopped it. Okie dokie. Anyway, now that's done. Now we can pop into Luna. And we should see the population. Yeah, and that's close enough. At some point, maybe we'll work towards getting to 100%, but having 94% of the population being loyal, I'd say that's good enough for what we're doing. So that should bash through that relatively quick. I may actually want to just go ahead and build a ground force training facility here. Then I can just build local troops whenever they start asking for them. Because as the population grows, which it's currently shrinking, but as the population grows, they will want more and more units available. Looks like it's failing because there's not enough infrastructure. We are adding oxygen now. They still have to add a ton more nitrogen, but I switched it over to oxygen just to change it up a little bit. But that's still a long way to go. Ideally, once that gets relatively close, this number here will drop, which in turn means that, because it basically, the supported infrastructure is your current infrastructure divided by how many you need per million. So as this number drops, this number automatically grows. So we either keep shipping in more and more infrastructure, or we start making the moon more and more inhabitable. I prefer the terraforming method, but both ways absolutely work. So anyway, so I think, granted though, they won't have any of the materials to build a ground force training. Uranium and neutronium. Okay, we can make that happen. 1200 uranium and neutronium. Thankfully, we just happen to have the ability to ship things on our Foxtrot, which is a cargo ship. So on Earth, you are going to load uranium. 1200, and neutronium 1200. And I'm not going to give it the order to move yet, because what I've noticed it does sometimes is it will start loading, not finish, but think, okay, well I've loaded some, so I'm ready to go. So I'm hoping if I just leave this here, it will actually load all the way. But we'll have to wait and see. It seems to be a little bit finicky, and I'm not sure if that's because I'm doing something wrong, or whether there's just something wrong about the way I'm telling it to load. But let's pop in and check on it real quick. Now that's had a couple of days. Oh, it actually did load them properly this time. Maybe it's just trying to make a liar out of me. That's very possible. Anyway, we'll unload all minerals on the moon. There we go. Blink. And now when we go to Luna, they will have enough stuff to build this. The only other thing I need to check is the actual training. Does that cost materials? Well, it doesn't look like it. Oh, no, sorry, yes it does. A little bit of uranium and neutronium. So I should just ship a little bit of that over to them, and that would be fine. So I'll just ship a little bit more over. Okay. Not a problem. Grab our Foxtrot back up here. Head to Earth. Load, 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 load. Uranium, let's say, maybe 150. And neutronium, that wanted, I think it was 45 per. And uranium, 150. Okay. And then we go to the moon, and where's unload? Unload all. Perfect. Okay. So now, the moon has enough, not only enough to build that ground force training facility, but it will also have enough to actually train a few units in said facility. And that should help a lot. Okay, so they're currently very happy. I guess the population that's dying off due to lack of infrastructure are the rebels. There might be something dictatorial about that, but I guess we'll not worry about that. Seems a little suspicious to me, but I'm not getting involved. Anyway, let's pop back. Research should be... Nope, still not quite done. Alright, no problem. No problem at all. Let's pop that up here a little bit. And... Okay, so something has now finished. You know what? Let's improve the terraforming. That'll keep the moon moving a little bit better. I like that. I like that. Whoops. Shouldn't have re-clicked. There was something done. Now there's two things done. What was the next thing I want? Oh, under construction, I wanted to improve our mining rate to help drain those other places quicker. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that's failing on the Earth here. But as far as I know, we have at least one source of every single other one between these four. And I should check that real quick. So that's got vendrite and iridium. It has a duplicate of that, so... Actually, this would be the easier way. The only ones this one's missing are boronite and iridium. Well, we know iridium was here. So it's just boronite. You can find some of that there. Oh, that's little, though. Okay, so I guess I need to find a new source of boronite. Alright, let's do that. Actually, I guess we can wait until one of them is drained completely and then just make that the next focus. Although if we search for it now, I won't have to remember it later, and that would probably be a good thing. So, where did that go? Why can I never remember which one's which? There it is. It's not easy having a bad memory, I'll tell you that for free. Anyway. Okay, so that's only got 4,000. Yeah, we really don't have a lot of this stuff at all in our solar system. Best place we have for it's only got 30,000. I guess this stuff's really rare, or at least it is here. Yuck. But still, this one will be a good one to mine because it's got tons of other stuff that we will want. So I am going to go ahead and do a crate colony on that one. And is it worth doing these? Yeah, let's do these as well. I'm not going to actually send anything to them yet, but at least then I'll have them tagged so the civilian mines will not take it. So if you notice, we had some marked here, civilian mines. That's our friends in the shipping company trying to make themselves more money by doing some of their mining on their own, which is fine, but that does mean I never see the stuff that they mine. So, which is a bit unpleasant, but that's okay. Right, let's dig at some more research. That sensor should be done. Excellent. Let's next work on what? Let's get better engines, I think, is next. Going faster is never a bad thing. I really, really, really like speed. Anyone who's been watching my OpenTTD series will absolutely know that. I will take a vehicle that's faster over one that has more capacity any day, even if it costs more, even if it's less reliable, even if it doesn't last as long. If it's faster, I'm taking it. So, anyway, so these will all take at least 5 years to go, so I guess we can stop watching research for a while. Is there anything worth building here on Earth? Probably not, unless I do build more research facilities, but I don't really think we need to. Let's check on the... Okay, so this one's completely ready in terms of number of mines. You still want 4 more. Okay. And that is still on the queue, so that's going to happen at some point. You're still asking for 45 because you have 55. You should be asking for 75. Okay, and these are all still here, so yes, it's just a case of waiting on the shipping crew to actually send them. So I think we can just go ahead and do some auto turns for a while. And my plan is just basically to always have 4 asteroids or comets or whatever that we're mining at all times. So whenever one expires, I'll just have the shipping crews pick up all those mines and the mass driver and then move them somewhere else and start the process over again. I absolutely could build a lot more mass drivers, a lot more mines, and, you know, burn through all the minerals even faster, and that probably would be a good idea, but I think 4 is enough. I have to be able to keep in my head what's going on, so I sometimes do have to limit myself just for my own mental capacity. But anyway, what stopped us here? Oh, we are out of something on Hyperion. This stuff here ran out. That's fine. There's still a little bit more to go here, so that's okay. Although I think this one will be the first one that we end up emptying completely. 12 years there. At this rate, anyway, it'll be hard to tell until all the other mines show up, but for now, anyway, it certainly looks like that's going to be the first one that we're ready to abandon. So, that's fine. Not a problem. So now let's zip the time ahead a bit here. Our first research isn't done till 63. I'm not currently building any ships. I have nothing to scout with yet. I could actually build a jump gate scanning ship, though. I think I researched that already. Let me go check, because that would be something worth scouting for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trash the initial scout design and then just recreate it. I like getting rid of types of ships I'm not using anymore, just to keep the list a lot shorter. This, I think, was just my little passenger ferry. This is my cargo ship. We're definitely still using that. Terraformer. I'm not sure if we're definitely not using these yet, so I'm not sure. Or did I build some? Do I have? Hang on a second. Sorry. Just let me zip over. Did I build terraform? Yeah, I built terraformers on the planet, so I'm not using the terraforming ships. So for now, I'm just going to get rid of the design. If I do decide to use terraforming ships, I can always recreate it. By then, I'll have better engines and stuff anyway, so that'll be fine. Hotel is basically just a couple of gigantic fuel tanks and some engines. I'm going to keep that because that's useful to have as a rescue vessel. India is that planetary turret. So we're definitely keeping that. And Kilo is my troop transporter, so we're keeping that. Alright, so we need a new scout. And as awesome as Mike is as a name. Instead, you're going to be Scout. Yes, I know, no originality whatsoever. Scout the Scout is a Scout. Awesome. Anyway, let's go ahead and start the design. So, if my theory is correct, I somewhere here have the capacity. Yes, gravitational. In fact, I have the improved of both, so I'm just going to obsolete the older ones because there's no point. They're the exact same size than crew. They are slightly more expensive in terms of materials, but they're so much better. They don't take up any extra room. There's really no reason ever to use the lesser ones. So I'm just going to obsolete them to get them out of the list. Is there anything else I should obsolete here on here? Well, I don't have any missiles, so I guess I could obsolete that, but it's okay. Alright, well anyway, for now... Oh, do I have a new engine? I can't remember if that's something I ever did research while I was off camera. Oh, I must have, because these are not ion drives. Those are nuclear pulse. I now have ion drives, so let's go ahead and make a new engine out of ion drives. Okay, there we go. So basically the exact same size of an engine, only now this will deliver 300 power instead of the 100 power that the previous one did. And this still counts as a commercial engine, meaning it can be a commercial ship, and therefore be much better in terms of maintenance and how long they last. So, Murray Parkin, fantastic name, love it, take it. That does, however, mean I will need to research it, so I'm going to have to pull some researchers off temporarily to actually be able to research that. That's fine. That should not take too long at all. I'm just actually going to buzz the screen here just to make sure it's done. And then I can put those labs back on before I forget. Because that's something that I do quite often is forget. I get so excited about getting a new technology or something. I research it and I never remember to put the labs back and they just sit idle for years at a time. Anyway, now we can do a refresh and we can now obsolete the Marsh engine because we have the Murray Parkin, which is just, look at this, that is crazy. I mean, yes, I haven't put anything else on the ship yet, but being able to just plunk an engine on with a decent amount of fuel and still be able to go nearly 5,000 kilometers per second, that's ridiculous. I like it. Anyway, let's get some sensors going here. Fantastic. Should I have this thing also be able to build the jump gates? That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, the grav sensors count as a military. Okay, well, if they're going to count as military anyway, then I'm going to do something neat here. Let's go back into engines. Oops. Yes. I was trying to get that. Okay, we're sticking with ion drive. The difference is we're going to leave it at full power, maximum size. And now we're going to have twice the power. And that could be the Curtis, that's fine. Again, we'll need to go and research that. Not a problem. If this thing has to be a military vessel anyway, then we might as well get maximum value out of it. To pull off some people there in order to make the Curtis. Yes. Again, that should not take too long. A couple months. Fantastic. Couple more. You can do it. Excuse me. Okay, this should be it. Yes. Alright, let's just go ahead and pull the labs back and come back into here. Refresh. I'm not going to obsolete this one because the Murray engine because it still can be used for commercial vessels and it's still very good. but instead of this being 45 kilometers per second, I'd like this ship to instead go 89.55. Now obviously that burns through fuel much faster, but that's totally okay with me. I think though I should give it more fuel. I was trying to decide between an ultra and a very large. Let's see what very large does for us. That gives it about a year, and because it is a military vessel, it will have to keep coming back for repairs, so I'll give it an 18-month deployment. Okay. Did I put the sensors back on? No, I did not. Let's fix that. Sensors. Grab sensors. Excellent. And you know what? Yes, I think I am going to let this thing be able to build jump gates. So I guess this is actually kind of a scout builder, not just a scout, but I'll call it a jump scout. Then I'll know it's both. Okay. Should I put anything else on here? Probably not. This is just a scout. If it does go through a jump gate and get blown up, I don't care. So I'm not going to bother adding extra armor or putting the point defense lasers or anything on it. I just want this thing to be fast, really, is what it comes down to. The speed is kind of crappy. What has changed? Sorry, just bear with me a minute. I'm trying to figure out why the speed has dropped so much. What part of this was super heavy? Oh, these things are ridiculously large. That would be why. Okay. Congratulations, you are back to being just a pure scout. It still seems a little slower than I thought it should be, but... No, be a jump scout. That's still plenty fast enough. It's obviously a lot slower than my previous scout, but what we can do is if I slap an ultra-large fuel tank on it, and I can then put on a second engine, that'll be fine. In fact, I think I can go a little bit crazy here, since I'm going to have this thing basically be out for, 400 days or so. In fact, I might even just drop to 12. That's pretty much a year. It's close enough. I guess it's 11 months, but that's fine. But now, though, this flies at about the same speed my old Scout did, but it can survey a lot better and faster, plus it can build a jump gate if it really wants to. Maybe it's better to do the 180. Yeah, that's better, because the ship won't stay out that long. It won't do a full year. It can do a half year, though. That'll work. Okay. I am happy with that. Let us make sure. Let's have at least a decently high rank fella on it. And the name types, what shall we take? Let's do animals. That sounds like fun. Awesome. Okay, and that is our jump scout. Designed. Now we'll come over here to our friends on Earth and ask them if they would be so kind as to retool for that. And they would be delighted to, because they're such nice fellows. Well, it's probably not the real reason. It's probably because they're afraid of me, but same thing. Alright, let that go. A few more months. One more. Awesome. Okay. So that is done. Let's go ahead and start building our first armadillo. Awesome. Check our research. Everything there is still running at full speed. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic spot to put a cut in the episode. So next episode, obviously, we'll go ahead and start building this thing. And once it's built, we'll start looking for jump gates. That's absolutely new ground for me. So while I may have sounded mostly competent up until now, for the most part, expect me to have a lot less of an idea of what I'm doing from here on out. But anyway, we're having fun, and that's all that matters. So until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.